Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Presiding Officer Brigadier General Mark August, Commander, 86th Airlift Wing, welcome to today's ceremony. This morning, outgoing Commander Colonel Travis Layton will pass command of the 65th Air Base Group to Colonel Beth Groberitz. We are honored to have some special guests with us today. We ask that you please hold your applause until all guests have been announced. The Mayor, Praia de Vitoria, Dr. Tiberio Danish. Mayor, Angra, Dr. Jose Menezes. Commander, Headquarters Azores Air Zone, Brigadier General Eduardo Faria. The leadership team from the 86th Airlift Wing, the Vice Commander Colonel Matthew Huseman, and the Command Chief, Chief Master Sergeant Ernesto Rendon, Jr. We also welcome all senior officers, commanders, directors, chiefs, first sergeants, family, friends, and the men and women of the 65th Air Base Group. Thank you for attending. The transfer of the organizational guidon is significant in many ways. The history, traditions, and accomplishments of the 86th Air Base Group are embodied in it. With the transfer, the unit's legacy is passed as a building block for future performance and achievement. Historically, the flag or colors of a unit served as the point around which the airmen of the organization rallied as they moved forward into battle. The colors have traditionally been at the side of the commander and were carried forward even when the commander fell in combat. All others may perish, but the colors live on. The guidon is an extension of the unit colors, and the transfer of the guidon here today signifies the transfer of command responsibility for not only the accomplishment of the 65th Air Base Group mission, but also the welfare of its airmen. The senior non-commissioned officer of the organization is traditionally responsible for maintenance and care of the colors, and so Chief Master Sergeant Michael Andrews passes the unit guidon to the outgoing commander, Colonel Layton, signifying the unit's appreciation for his leadership and guidance. Colonel Layton then passes the guidon to the wing commander, signifying the relinquishing of his command and gratitude for the opportunity to lead airmen. General August then passes the guidon to the incoming commander, Colonel Groberitz, entrusting her with the responsibility and care of the unit. Colonel Groberitz passes the guidon back to the Chief Master Sergeant Andrews, signifying her trust and confidence in the leaders and the airmen of the organization. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the arrival of the official party, the playing of ruffles and flourishes, and the singing of the Portuguese and American national anthems by Senora Leandra Mota.
Heróis do mar, nobre povo, nação valente, imortal, levantei hoje de novo o esplendor de Portugal. Entre as brumas da memória, ó pátria, sente-se a voz dos teus ricais avós, que há de guiar-te a vitória. As armas sobre a terra, sobre o mar. As armas, pela pátria a lutar, contra os canhões marchar, marchar. Oh, say, can't you see by the stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket red glare, the bombs bursting in, they flew through the night. There our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free, and the home of the brave.
Thank you, Senora Mota. Chaplain Vincent will now provide the invocation.
Thank you, friends. I invite you to pray with me. God, we come before you this morning grateful for your presence and your blessings in our lives, and for this significant moment, this change of command and the passing of the mantle of leadership for the 65th Air Base Group. Lord, looking back, we thank you for Colonel Layton's leadership. We thank you for the way that he sustained and enhanced our mission and supported our people. And now, as he takes on this next assignment, please give him your guidance and direction, your strength for the way ahead. May you be pleased to pour out your blessings over him, Lord, making this next chapter in life and service a favorite one. And God, as we welcome our incoming commander, Colonel Graberitz, we just pray, Lord, that you would empower her to lead by your wisdom and strength, that the 65th might excel under her leadership as truly 6-5 in the fight. And that's the prayerful attitude of every heart here today, Lord. Help us that we might be people in the fight, for the best in life, for the best for each other, that we might live our lives to the fullest and carry out our mission with excellence. We thank you, and in your most holy name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain Vincent. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. It is my pleasure to introduce our presiding officer for today's ceremony, Brigadier General Mark August.
I am pretty sure I do not want to follow anyone who can sing two national anthems that well. And certainly it's always tough to follow a chaplain of that caliber. So I think we need to offer a round of applause for that performance. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, bon dia. Good morning. It is great to be back at Lajes. Although changes of command are always a difficult time for organizations, I'd like to start first by thanking our local folks, the mayor of Perea, our teammates from Angra, folks from Air Base 4, and my friend, Commander Azores Air Defense Command in this zone, General Faria. The teammates, the partnership, the friendship that we have here in Lajes has no equal anywhere in the USAFE AOR. And it's tough when we start to listen to those few words about the history and tradition of a change of command, because that key word is change. I had the honor and privilege to witness General Faria's letter of thanks to Colonel Layton yesterday afternoon. And the words that he used can summarize his time here in the 65th. Dedication, focus, attention to detail, leadership, command responsibilities, and friendship. Every single one of those applies to the outgoing commander of the 65th Air Base Group. But I have to highlight a couple of other things as well. Because if I were to pick one word to describe what happened in this past year here at Lajes Air Base, the word is probably change. And that's a difficult one for a lot of folks here in this room. We started his tenure with starting to think about what happens with the 496th Air Base Squadron. Those folks in Morone, not anywhere near the Azores. But we decided that it made more sense to have an organization that does the same thing as we do right here at Lajes, run an airfield, run a base, partner with our local nationals, work with the local community, and provide support to the North Atlantic Bridge to reside under one commander. And that commander would be the 65th Air Base Group. The next part of change really touched every single person here in this auditorium. And it was, how do we take the direction to consolidate 3 squadrons with heritage and tradition and great culture and camaraderie as well. How do you take an OSS, a security forces squadron, and a communications squadron and combine them under the tenure of one commander, Lieutenant Colonel Adam King? But it was through Colonel Layton's vision, his determination, his focus on the assigned task to remind folks that it's okay, that not one person would lose their job, that lodges would continue to evolve, and we would focus on the mission of the base. The aspects of change is something that Travis led you through with grace, dignity, respect, and the true essence of what it means to command. And of course, that would be enough for any commander, but a commander of this caliber, you begin to realize very quickly that there's going to be more on their plate. Because this new wing commander who came into Ramstein at the same time said readiness is important. Let's break out the chem gear. Let's focus on emergency management. Let's focus on how we would handle situations in the partnership with Air Base 4, with a partnership with General Free and his team, but how do we do this together? That would have been enough too, but we asked him to do even more. There's certainly been many local issues here. We've had to work with the local nationals. He's provided the guidance, the vision, and the steady hand at the wheel every single day he's been in command at the wheel. Travis, I know Tyndall Air Force Base is going to be a totally different challenge for you as you figure out how to rebuild an Air Force base that was ravaged by a hurricane. But I can't think of someone who's more qualified as an engineer, as a leader, with the command responsibilities that you've had to go on and do great things. And I know your family's waiting for you as well. But when it comes time for changes of command, there's also a sense of excitement. It's not just change. There's a new commander ready to grab the guidon to show that lodges can go in new directions and new avenues. And our new commander, Colonel Beth Grabowitz, you can see that she is excited sitting there in her seat. She's ready to jump up, although we've got to move the tape on the floor a little bit because you can see there's a little bit of a height difference between me, Colonel Layton, and your new commander as well. But we're going to work that out here in a second. But she is the most qualified person we could find to do this job. She is no stranger to overseas assignments, having served both in Hawaii and Korea as well. She brings a different lens than her predecessors. She comes with a cyber and a comm background, definitely focusing on 2 important aspects of Lajes' mission, whether that's HF radios or it's satellite downlinks for weather information. She brings a new energy, and I think she's the most excited person in this room because we took her out of Scott Air Force Base for the 3rd time, working on a staff, and now we bring her back to command. On that note, I think it's time for us to start the change of command. I'm going to invite Colonel Layton to come forward for his Legion of Merit. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the medal presentation. Attention to orders. Citation to accompany the award of the Legion of Merit has been awarded to Colonel Travis K. Layton for meritorious service from 17 August 2018 to 23 August 2019. Colonel Travis Layton distinguished himself by exceptionally meritorious conduct in the performance of outstanding service to the United States as Commander, 65th Air Base Group, 86th Airlift Wing, Lajes Field, Azores, Portugal, from 17 August 2018 to 23 August 2019. During this period, Colonel Layton brilliantly commanded an organization of 800 military and civilian personnel at 2 geographically separated installations where he operated and maintained key components of strategic power projection platforms across the air, space, and cyberspace domains. He skillfully orchestrated the realignment of the 496th Air Base Squadron at Morón Air Base, Spain, from the 86th Operations Group to the 65th Air Base Group, which positioned key components of the Atlantic Air Bridge under one commander to deliver more effective command and control in the support of 5 combatant commanders. Colonel Layton drove squadron revitalization by consolidating 3 squadrons into a single, more effective Air Base Squadron. His innovative leadership established a new precedent for contingency operations, setting United States European Command's fastest ever seaport to combat-ready operations. Colonel Layton also led the wing's geographically separated units in chemical, biological, and nuclear exercise development and execution. His peerless organizational skills provided critical wartime training and synchronized all installations to ensure they met the combatant commander's readiness intent. Furthermore, Colonel Layton propelled his team to provide full fuel support to the Portuguese Air Force search and rescue mission efforts that secured 2 million square miles, protected 245,000 people, and directly saved over 300 lives. Finally, Colonel Layton navigated complex strategic, political, and military issues to close 6 of 9 remaining environmental sites at Lajes Field. Actions which supported the United States ambassador's top priority paved the way for increased security cooperation and strengthened the 75-year bilateral relationship between the United States and Portugal. The superior initiative, outstanding leadership, and personal endeavor displayed by Colonel Layton reflect great credit upon himself and the United States Air Force. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. It is my pleasure to introduce the commander, 65th Air Base Group, Colonel Travis Layton.
All right, good morning, General August, General Freya, local mayors, Secretary of Health, Colonel Huseman, Colonel Bernard, fellow group commanders, chief, Portuguese and U.S. unit commanders, and most importantly, men and women of the 65th Air Base Group. Thank you all for joining us today. And sir, thank you for your leadership, your mentorship, and your support over the past year. I could not envision a better wing leadership team and a better command environment. It's absolutely been an honor to be a part of the best wing, the world's best wing. So thank you. General Faria, likewise, thank you for being a leader, for being a friend and a partner. Our relationship is vitally strong, and it's a blessing, but that's only because we worked so hard to make it so. Of course, to the Change of Command team, outstanding job today. I'm in awe of what you guys pulled together on short notice with the weather situation. And so, as always, really, really well done. And especially Senora Mota, beautiful. Thank you so much. You honor us by agreeing to do the anthems for us today. So well done. So to the Air Base Group, you guys already know my personal feelings about what we were challenged with and what we accomplished over the past year. From fighter deployments to no-notice P-8 operations to realignments to consolidations to labor issues to inspections and exercises, there are no easy days for us, even out here in the middle of the Atlantic. But honestly, I would not have it any other way. And I would not take on these challenges with anybody else, period. The fact that you are asked to do so much means that you are trusted, means that our leaders know that you will always give your best effort. It means that more often than not, you will succeed or die trying. So I want to share something with you. It's from Winston Churchill. It encapsulates how I view your efforts over the past years, several years actually. And it's success is not final, failure is not fatal, it is the courage to continue that counts. So from my vantage point, you have achieved so much, you will continue to achieve. You may sometimes falter, and that's okay, but please don't ever discount your own courage. And that's your courage to take on new challenges, your courage to be a vanguard for reform for our U.S. Air Force, and your courage to offer options to our nations and our allies at a time when our adversaries seek to take them away. I believe that is how you make us more combat credible, and that is how you make us more lethal. So Beth, I'm so envious. This is the best job, the best location, and the best team, and you are absolutely going to enjoy the next year, and you're going to enjoy your command experience. So congratulations. So lastly, finally, most importantly, to my family, thank you. I miss you. Without your love and support, there's no way I would have made it through the past year, and I am so looking forward to seeing you soon. So let's get on with the ceremony, and thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you, Colonel Layton. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the change of command. Attention to orders. 86 Airlift Wing, United States Air Forces in Europe, Ramstein Air Base, Germany, under the provisions of Air Force Instruction 51509, and in accordance with Special Order Number Golf 1962, dated 20th August 2019, Colonel Groberitz is hereby appointed commander of the 65th Air Base Group, effective 22nd August 2019, signed Mark August, Brigadier General, United States Air Force. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. I am pleased to introduce the new commander of the 65th Air Base Group, Colonel Beth Groberitz.
Okay, good morning. General August, General Faria, local mayors, Colonel Pinto, Colonel Husman, Colonel Bernard, fellow group commanders, and Portuguese and U.S. commanders, chiefs, and members of the 65th Air Base Group, thank you for being here today to welcome me to Lajes and for this change of command. General August, thank you for your trust and confidence in me to lead this group. It's an awesome responsibility, and I promise I'll give 100% each day to serve this team. Travis, thank you for your leadership over the last year, tackling the many challenges and changes the group faced. You've built a solid foundation, and I have no doubt the team will continue to be successful because of your efforts. And I'm certainly looking forward to expanding upon everything you've built here. And thank you to everybody who played a part in setting up this change of command. It's an awesome event, it's first class, and thank you for this welcome here. To the members of the 65th Air Base Group, I'm truly humbled to serve you and also extremely proud to be a part of this team. Over the past few days, all of you have been enthusiastic and professional and extremely welcoming. So it's been amazing, and I know it's only going to get better. When I found out I was selected as the next group commander here, I was excited to know more about Lajes and the Azores since I had never been here. I have a passion for travel and found myself thinking about other trips I had taken. And in particular, I thought about the 4-day hike I had taken on the Inca Trail to get to Machu Picchu in Peru, and how similar it was going to be to my time with the 65th Air Base Group. And the thing that stuck out to me the most is that I would have never finished that difficult hike and gotten to the peak of Machu Picchu without lots of help. In fact, before I even got to Peru, our tour guide, other hikers, were communicating to ensure we packed the right things, wore appropriate clothing, and were prepared for the 4 days of high altitude hiking. And throughout our hike, our Peruvian tour guide explained the history of the area, and he provided details about the Incans, their culture, plant life, and animals that we encountered on the trail. And then other members of the tour team carried food, water, and tents to each campsite, and they were really quick. I barely was acclimatized to the altitude, so I was really pacing myself during the hike, but these guys were practically running along the trail, carrying their packs so they could get to the site before us and prepare it by the time we got there. But they could do this because they knew the terrain, and their bodies were used to the thinner air. They were all experts at the jobs they had. And because of their efforts, all the hikers learned more about the Incan culture and completed the trail and reached Machu Picchu. So in the same way, each of you is essential to this fight. I'll need my total team of experts to accomplish the mission. This includes military, civilian, and our Portuguese partners. I'm going to jump ahead and learn and set the and lead the team and set priorities, but I can't do the mission on my own. So to wrap this up, just a few days ago I was at Scott Air Force Base in the cornfields, where in St. Louis, the Arch is considered the gateway to the West in the United States. And today, I have the privilege to be a part of this wing that is the gateway to the world and the group that sustains the Atlantic Air Bridge. So thank you all. God bless the United States of America, Portugal, and the United States Air Force.
Thank you, Colonel Groberitz. Please stand for the singing of the Air Force song and the departure of the official party. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our ceremony. Thank you for attending. Please join us for a reception at the Ocean View Club.